Who's here? Anybody on first yet? Anybody anywhere? Let's see. Let me get my notes. Notes. What's that say up there? Well, we don't need that much. Okay, Amazon's going to spend a lot of money training people. Oh, there you are, Neo. Notepad and pen stand by. Great. There will be a test. Neo has some notes and pen ready for the test. Yeah. Well, actually, I've been running into a lot of new programs, and that's where opportunities are. Opportunities are where nobody else is yet. If you're chasing the same rainbow everybody else is, well, that's a crowded field. So it's sort of like all of us going after the same person to date or marry or whatever. If everybody goes after the same person, that becomes a very crowded field. And so your chances of success get less. But if you're in places, howdy, again, Matthew, Patrick in New York City. Great, Patrick. I found a great program in New York City where they give you money to move out of the city. Can you believe that? It's sort of like a year's worth of income or something, or they pay half your rent for a year. If you go 311 in New York, and I forget the program's name and everything, but it's in 311. Most offices, places around the country have 211. That's where you get information. But I think Chicago and New York uses 311. So that's good to know. But yeah, it's a program. So if you can't make it in New York, like people can't make it in New York, they make it anywhere. And they have a program to help you move to another city. Here's money, travel, and like half your rent for a year. I forget what it is. It's something like that. Let's see. Oh, Fire God, I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, you're homeless. Oh no. Are you in Wisconsin? For some reason, I think you're in Wisconsin, and I just wrote up a program where Wisconsin has $1,600 for people who need money because they may lose their job. So if you don't have a job, you already lost it. So that's proof you need that money. $1,600. Usually that money in a lot of states is only like $700 or something like that. I've never seen that. $1,600. And it's all over the state, no matter where you live. So call your county office of community development or health. There are a lot of programs like that, to help people are in the county health department. So you want to check that, whatever. Yeah, I think you're somewhere in the middle of Wisconsin. Well, everything is in the middle of Wisconsin. Hello from Texas. Yeah, Texas is hit and miss. But don't forget, 80% are the same all over, and it's just what the states have different. It's really just clipping around the edges. Hello, Matthew. Any grants for software businesses? Yes. What you want is not a grant. You want a contract. If you have a software business, there is something called PTAC, PTAC, and they're They're experts, usually at universities, on getting small businesses government contracts. Okay, now that's better. You don't want to go run around for a grant for your business because it may take you 6 months to find it, and then you'll never get another one. If you learn how to get a contract, that could start at $20,000, go up to $20 million, and you could do that forever. So that's something you could really get a lot of leverage out of. So they have people in your state government, well, actually it's federal government. And if you can't find that PTAC office, that's a nonprofit collaboration of people that help you for free, to get contracts. What to do is contact your local SBDC and ask about selling to the government. Hello from Cali. I was wondering if you know if other states are still waiting for graduates from other states. Yes, depends on the state. Actually, where was it? New Hampshire, I think, or Vermont. One of those two will give you $10,000 if you are a remote worker. In other words, if you're a freelancer working out of your house, they'll say, "Hey, come move to this state, and we'll give you 10 grand, to move there." Oh, that's pretty cool, isn't it? So there are things like that. Where do you find those? Okay, it's really through economic development offices. So look at a state that you're interested in moving to, whether it's California or whatever. And so you're looking for incentives. What kind of incentives? Don't say grants or whatever, because a lot of this money is not even called grants. So you're looking for incentives for new people to move to the state, do businesses in the state, or whatever. Hello from Cali. I was wondering if you know states are still waiting. Yeah. Good evening, Matthew. What is the best way to get a small business grant? Best way to get a small business grant is not go after a small business grant. That's the big problem. I have a video, so members, to Let's Go Help, I'll show you a video that I've done on that, because the problem is you're asking for a grant, and most people don't know where they are, and so that's why they'll tell you no. And a lot of the grants, to me, like you're a software company, want a grant. No, you're a software company, want a contract. So wouldn't you rather a $100,000 contract? Because that's what you're supposed to do in your business. Is perform something, instead of just getting money, who knows what. So, and then the grants are that they also locally, a lot of grant now money comes from what's called accelerators and incubators. Okay. Now, what the hell? You would never think of saying accelerators or incubators. And then there are all kinds of weird other things like grant money to train your employees, or grant money to live on while you're starting your business. But that's not called grant money either. That's training money. And actually, to live on is the unemployment money. They give you unemployment money if you're starting a business. So it's the same kind of thing. So that's why don't go looking for grants if you want a business grant. You'll just get frustrated and pissed off, and you'll piss people off that you're contacting that are there to help you in business, and you'll sound like a greedy bastard because I just want something for free. I don't give a shit what you're doing. So the way to get the most out of these things is to be humble and ask, how do you help people start businesses? Hey, I want to start a business and I need help. That's all you have to do. You go out with that. That is your main question. Not, I want a goddamn grant. Hey, give me a goddamn grant. That's like asking for a date. And then when you ask for a date, I want to go to bed. No, you don't want to do that. Nobody will ever want to go out with you. Well, I don't know. No, nobody would. From New York, I actually saw you last year walking through the city. Yeah, I how'd you know it was me? Actually, I'm starting to get suits with hearts on it, so I'll be incognito some days, with suits with hearts on it. And I got 1 or 2 made now, and I'm having some more made, just to shake it up a little. And as I get older, it's really your heart, because if you want to start that business, man, you just say, I need help starting a business, And I'll send you that video about that, particularly Let's Go Help. I have all these videos like that, and what to do, how you contact the people. See, we're used to dealing with people who are selling us something on the internet. Remember, the people I'm telling you are selling you nothing. They don't give a shit if you buy from them or not because you're not giving them any money. They already got paid. They got a grant to give you money or give you help or whatever. So they're already paid. See, we're not used to doing that. And that's why, but you need their help. So like I was at the DMV yesterday or whatever because I moved and man, these people are so nice to you. If you're nice and you make their day. If you're miserable because they're miserable, it's just a spiral going nowhere. And so again, you're selfish, right? You want to get something out of life, and these people can give you something, but they have the power. You have the power when you're buying it, because you say, "Screw you, I'm not going to buy it." So that's why they suck up to you and be nice and things like that. But the people who give you money for free don't have to be nice to you. You have, because they're getting the same money as their paycheck anyway. And so they have to make quota, and they'll find somebody to give it to if you don't take it. So they're not too worried about that. So what you have is your personality. That's the thing. You have the best asset in the world that everybody else has, and yours is different. So you want to use you and your personality so they see what's different about you. Do not be professional. You hear that? Do not be professional. Do not be professional. Professional is not human. And we don't want to help non-human people. We have enough robots in our life already. It's a more rewarding experience in life to help human people, not robot people. They don't give a shit about them, right? They're doing the grudge work. So do not be professional. Be human, but be nice. That's the other thing, and that's what you have to. That's how to get the most out of life, I feel, and particularly from these sources. Sure, if you have a lot of money and people, man, they'll be nice to you because they want to bleed your money. You don't have a lot of money and you want to use the free stuff. That's a different ballgame. And that's why it sounds stupid. I know your mother probably didn't say this. Do not be professional, but I really believe that it makes someone else human. We want to help other human beings. That's in our nature, right? But if you're acting not inhuman, who the hell wants to help you? So nobody wants to help you if you're not human. So be nice as possible to people and contact them. Don't just do emails or whatever, read a website and say, "Oh, that's not for me." You don't really know, And this way, particularly the websites I give you are the closest you'll ever get to getting the money, because in Google, you'll never find it. You'll get a billion websites, but I narrow things down to the best possibilities. So what you should do is at least contact each of those possibilities. It's like, okay, I have 12 women that you should date, and I went through, culling through 5 million women and found 5 possibilities. If you're going to dismiss each one of them just off a word, just a this or whatever, that's foolish, I think. And that's why you should talk to them. Call the office. Say, "Hey, I have a business, or I have a financial problem, or whatever it is. Can you suggest what kind of help do you possibly have that could help me?" Let them explain. Because if you say things, we don't know enough about ourselves. We don't know enough about language. We certainly don't know what the hell other people are thinking, saying, or what it means to them. You say you love somebody. Now, what is that? You love playing golf? You love a pet puppy? Or you passionately or physically attracted and love somebody? There's all different ways for that. And that's why if you say grants, well, then see, if you really need help getting money, if somebody gave you a bunch of money and they called it bananas, but you could spend it on everything you want, you take it, right? Because then you'll be in business, but you don't know what the hell they call this stuff. So that's why it's very, very important, not to say grants. Very, very important to talk to people, because then if you go to the offices and they say, no, this is stupid, we don't help, people. We help, giraffes or something like that. Okay, can you suggest some other places that may help? Because they're doing that kind of work. This is the first time you're doing this, and you don't know who's doing what out there. They're doing that kind of work, and so they're going to meetings, they're going, to professional societies or whatever, and learning all this kind of stuff, in the industry. Who else is doing what? So they have the best, knowledge to be able to help you. And that's very important, I think. I am a rideshare driver. Oh, cool. Is there something to help me get a new car for my business? Because leasing a car through rideshare is also $1,000 a month. Yeah, that's my credit is too bad to get one of the normal way. Yes, there are, for purchasing cars, there are some nonprofits that help you with that. If you're a member, I'll give you I have a listing of all the people that help you get cars. If you're not a member, then like I said, you could call 211 locally and start that, because they're particularly, see, you using it for work. So there's a lot of nonprofits and government offices that are trying to get people, the money and help they need to get an automobile to keep working. Okay, so that's the important thing. So that is a possibility. I mean, there's just not a one magic answer. You're going to have to dig around where you live. That's why I have this one report that has all the car programs. Now, you probably could use other kinds of programs too. And that would be in jobs. In other words, what I would do also is go to your workforce development office. Now, this is part of your county government as a workforce. They want to keep you employed, and they have other money programs to help keep you employed and things like that. So this is what you're looking for. You're working for. This is a money for your car, right? So you need that car for business. So this is a business expense, see, that kind of thing. So you need to have a business. So what I would also talk to is, I don't know where you live, Miss Nelson, or Miss, Miss, I see a little, long hair, but it could be a guy. I don't know anyone. Yeah. And there are nonprofits that give like 0% interest loans and things like that. I mean, it may be only $5,000 or whatever, but that is, and that's why I would look at the business stuff now. So as opposed to an automobile loan, you're looking for a business equipment loan. So that's different, because you need that, for your business. Where do you start looking for that? You go to the Small Business Development Center locally, and there's a whole bunch of nonprofits, lending places that do that. And that's important. Also, I would look at peer-to-peer loans, because those are cheaper than banks and everything. And you said a lot of times these people have different requirements than banks. So banks just look at the numbers that the Federal Reserve tells them to, and they've been using the same numbers for 50 years. Now in the peer-to-peer stuff, oh, you are a member. Okay, go on the Facebook group page and tell, just ask me the car and I'll get it to you tomorrow. If I don't, just beat on me, because I'm an old guy, okay? And I forget doing a lot of things. It's just, and actually all my ClickFunnels went down for the last 2 days. So I'm a little late in answering stuff, because it was a real fire drill until about 2 hours ago, and it's still not all right. And so, I was losing money for 3 days, losing money a lot longer than that, but it just stopped, and it was something ClickFunnels did. And then, I work with people around the globe, and IT people all over trying to figure this out. I think we got it, but it's not totally fixed. It's sort of like, 80% or 70% fixed, but at least we're up and running, and I could start doing other things. But oh, another thing, one of the things I learned the last couple of weeks about Bitcoins. I did a video on this too, and members, I'll send you that video and the report on it. Oh, you're in Cali or California? California, I forgot. CALIF. Okay. The Bitcoin. If you're a nonprofit or you could work with nonprofits. See, that's another thing about anybody. Now, a club member starting a crowdfunding campaign. I believe in crowdfunding campaigns. They're good, but if you don't have a big list, it's probably, your chances of success are less. Now, what you have to do is find somebody with a big list to joint venture this, and nonprofits are a good one. Oh, you live in California? Okay, that's okay. And they, and that's the way to do it. Oh, California, Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin now is a great new source of money for nonprofits. Why? And this could be a business for you. In other words, you go to nonprofits and say, "Hey, I'll help you get money." And see, all these Bitcoin billionaires who got lucky or whatever, who gambled in Bitcoin and made money. See, what the tax code did for them is let them give nonprofits tax-free money. So they could give you the money. In other words, if they made money in the stock market and then they cashed in their stocks and $100,000 and they gave the nonprofit that $100,000, no, they had to pay tax on it first. So they can only give them like $70,000. But Bitcoin, if their profits in Bitcoin, they could give Bitcoin to the nonprofit. Okay, then you say, what the hell could the nonprofit do with Bitcoin? They can't eat it. Yes, they can. You just open a wallet, what's they called. It's a Bitcoin wallet. You do that for free. It goes into your wallet, and with a push of a button, you get it in U.S. currency, Deutschmarks, whatever the hell you want. Somebody takes a fraction of nothing, a very small thing. And so that's why and also, most important thing about this, all the nonprofit organizations are going after the regular rich old people that give to nonprofits. And so everybody's after them. See, these hip young people who became rich overnight and they want to help the world a little bit, nobody's going after them because they never thought, they're not the typical demographic. So this is an untouched source of revenue. And I'm just reading today, and I did get it's like the amount of money people, because of the tax law, that the amount of money people gave to nonprofits is down, like 30%, And so now here's a way, you could go to nonprofits, a business, and you can work on a commission or whatever. You can learn that. I'll show you the sources to learn that if you're, a member, or I'll send you a link somewhere if you need something to start. And so that's a great opportunity. How about grants for home repairs, foundation, roof, and repairs? Yes, there is a lot of that. It depends where it takes work. If you're a member, I can give you a little video instructions I have of where to find locally grants for repair. Now, if you're a millionaire, they're probably not for you. You're struggling $50,000, $70,000 or more, there's a very good possibility. Up to that aging, that's another possibility. Veteran, that's another possibility. But it doesn't matter. You look for anything there is there and see how you could fit it. What to do is don't look for things that you think is for you. No, you go out there and look for stuff and then see if you could fit into that stuff. You don't go out and say, hey, who out there is looking for a 6-foot-tall, gray-haired guy to date? No. You look for people, and because they may or may not know they're looking for a 6-foot-tall, gray-haired guy to date. Why do you live in a poor people's apartment? Who's that, me? Why do I live in a poor people's apartment like me? I don't feel I do, but that's nice of you to say. You want to pay the mortgage? I live downtown DC. This apartment, and I have 2 of these in this building. Why do you live in poor people? The Bitcoin information on your website. Yes, it's on Let's Go Help. That's where I'm getting everything. Putting everything now. It is on Facebook.com/group/Let's Go Help. I think assets, by the way, the poor people's apartment. He said, assets are a trap in life. The more you're working to buy expensive shit, the more you have to worry about your expensive shit. And I'm not here in life to do that, I feel. You're here in life to do stuff, and give to others and figure out what the needs are. What programs are there in DC? I'm in DC right now on Columbia Road. Programs for what? Actually, there's a great new law program, that I went to, learned about the other night. And it's really called tiny homes. Now, what DC did, I hear DC is poor. Poor what? You hear, people think of things, they think, it's not, they don't really know things, they just feel that, and that's what knowing and thinking things are two different things. So I don't know what you mean by poor. We have poor people all over the country. Every city has poor people. So yes, there are poor people here. The average wage, I would say, is higher here than in 90% of the cities. But okay, now let's go back to what the hell was I talking about? Oh, the tiny houses. Tiny houses. It's a terrific deal. Okay, because we just changed the laws in DC. They're changing them now in Minneapolis. They're changing them in a lot of places where you could put more than one house on your single family house. Now, this is an incredible thing. They did it in LA, and they even give grants to do this because we have a housing problem. We are going to have a housing problem for a long time. Well, good for you if you have a nicer house than me. I love my place. I don't know about you. I look great. So housing, and we're running out of housing. Okay, housing is terrible in most, particularly big cities. You can't get housed. People are house poor. People, can't get housing. You can't pay. Now, in San Francisco, people who make $125,000 a year are considered poor when it comes to buying a house, and they get special benefits just because they only make $125,000 a year. And that is, I think dreadful, right? This is what's happening. So we don't have a housing stock. People aren't building enough houses for everybody, and they're getting more expensive. So here's one way. We could take a house that's on a lot now, and people are putting an extra one house or two houses on the lot. So like in their backyard, they put a tiny house. Why don't you live in a mansion? I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I want to? Living in a mansion sounds stupid. I want to take care of a mansion. That's it. Anyway, so if you have tiny house, so if you put, now here's what people are starting to do on this, and because it's a wonderful opportunity, I think, a tiny house. So if you already have a lot, you have a backyard, you can put a tiny house in the backyard, anything from 200 square feet to 400 or 500 square feet, and that's big enough. And people could live there. Now, the cost of that is probably $50,000 to $100,000 to build a house. The container house. This is some, and you could probably have them made for a lot cheaper. Slab, everything, real, good places to live. And so that house, you get a mortgage on it, and your mortgage is $500, $400, let's say a month. That's about all you pay on your mortgage. Okay, with that, you could take that, and the government will pay. So like my friend in Wisconsin here, who's homeless, they will pay people, they will give her $1,200 to pay for mortgage. So she could take your tiny house and back and live there, and the government will pay you $1,200. So you're paying a mortgage on that tiny house, $400. The government's giving you, $1,200. Wow. Where are you going to make money like that? So you put another one on top. You put two there, whatever. You find empty lots and put 3 of these things on. See, it's going to spur this kind of thing. And people are making money, and that's government driven. And that's what I mean about why government is so important. This is Donald Trump is a zillionaire because of government housing programs. He's not a brilliant guy. Don't tell him that. And it's his father built a business on it. He learned that business from him. And you read his book. His first $1 million business was a government property in Cincinnati, doing that, getting property and collecting rent from the government to give the people, right? And that's, this is another way it's going, because we have a housing problem. So the government is sort of like education. Higher education made a gazillion dollars because the government decided it was a problem. They're going to give out loans to kids, to get higher education. So the kids got to pay the money back, but the colleges got the money. And that's why we had for-profit colleges. We made billionaires out of these for-profit colleges, which are some of the worst colleges in the country. The amount of money they spent on education was like 5%, and the rest in marketing. And that's real data. You can see that. And that's why. So we have these big issues in our country: is housing, health, and education. And they're the things we have to work with. So that tiny house thing. So if you remember, let me know. I'll get you that video. And well, here's the name of the company that was educating us. It's different all over. This company is called, ELUVIAL. ELUVIAL. And they're in Washington. And you put tiny living. And what they're taking is containers. These things they put on ships and sell stuff to China or back and forth to China. Those container stuff. They're making houses out of it. They put two of those containers together. And they make a big house. Here's a picture of see, a little tiny house. But it is I think it's a great, we don't, the mansions we live in is so stupid, Particularly we have housing people. We have people homeless in every city. This is a bigger problem than, me living in a mansion. The guy thinks I should live in a mansion. And that sounds like a stupid problem to work on. BB Chrome, how to get funding for senior housing assistant living in Texas. Okay, BB. Okay, again, if you remember, I have a 2-part video course that shows you how to get help, housing money for anything where you live. Okay, if you're not, you can't get that free course from me, then here's where you start. You go to the county, there's 2 places, the County Housing Authority and the County Community Development Office. Because a lot of this money comes from government subsidized. They're getting government money from the Community Development Block Grant, which money goes to exactly this, what you're doing, and also from tax credits. Tax credits sound stupid or whatever, but they're not, because rich people love tax credit. So if you get a tax credit of $500,000 to build a community house, see, that's not real cash. You got a tax credit. You have to have taxes to be able to cash in on it. You find a fat cat who has taxes, and there's a lot in the world. Banks even do it and everything. So they'll give you, I don't know, like 90 cents on a dollar. And so you got, $450,000 now to do your project, and that's all in cash because the guy wanted $500,000 in tax credit, So that's what happened. You sound stupid. You should stupid. You sound stupid. I said, well, I guess to you I do too. That's okay. I don't mind. I'm very happy. Thank you. If you guys aren't here to learn why you're there, there are people who are struggling all different ways in life. And I don't have a magic way of living. We're all struggling. So that's why we have to just respect each other's struggle. We're all guessing. The poverty bracket in Los Angeles is about $55,000. I get if you say poverty, then there's different things. There's a poverty level. And then you have to look at how many people the family. Like it could be 24,000 for one, and then 45,000 for four or whatever. So that is there. And then actually a lot of the programs in the government are not only poverty level, they're usually like 100%, 125%, 150%, 300% of poverty level. Sort of like Obamacare goes up to 90, poverty level income is up to $90,000 a year for that, whether you get subsidies or not. So it all depends. Yeah. No, you should sound stupid wasting your life on on bullying the guy that trying to help people. You're the whole time. Yeah. That's okay. Listen, people have beaten me up. That doesn't matter. I got more important things to do. Let's see, where are we? Do you like Trump? I mean, I guess no. Yeah, I mean, at first I thought, well, maybe there's a chance to change the game, but he's just too selfish and mean. I just don't like being around anybody that selfish and that mean. Let's see, vote Trump 2020. This guy is fake news. Fake news, me versus Trump. I mean, Trump says a dozen fake things every day, and he's the president. Wow. Yeah, I don't affect that many people. Sure, I guess things once in a while are wrong, but can your grants from different states to help you? Was still looking for some here in South Carolina. Hi, Nikki. Oh, let's see. Can you grants from different states to help you? No, the states grants, the grants are given in states. There's a lot of grants that are given, doesn't matter where you live, okay? But the grants that come out of state, for people living in the state. But like I just found, but that's not all the time, because I just found in New York City has grants to get you out of the state. They give you money to leave the state, and they pay you rent for a year or half of it or something like that for a year to get out of town. And not because you're bad, because you have a better opportunity. That's what. If you find an opportunity somewhere else, that they help you. Let's see. Who went to the library as well? Nikki went to. What are you looking for? Are you a member, Nikki? I mean, I see your name around so much. You must be a member. What do you? Let's see. My son has an LLC. Never gave up Kings, and let's see. What does that say? Finding what could be done in Detroit. I can't. There's an LLC in Detroit and in need of funding. What could be done in Detroit? Well, I'm not sure what Never Give Up Kings. What is the man-made? What are you trying to do? What does the LLC do? What does it want to do? That tell me that, and I can direct them a little more. By the way, people who go and get LLCs or whatever, I don't think that's right. Like going out and get a nonprofit or an LLC first. I don't think that's right. I mean, it makes sense, and any lawyer and everything will say do that, but none of that guarantees your success, and you shouldn't worry about things that are just, to me, it's sort of the expression I use is like getting a prom dress before you're invited to the prom. You got to figure out not how to buy things. You got to figure out how to get customers. So now, like the son has an LLC funding. What could he? So it sounds like your son needs funding. Why? Because he doesn't have customers, right? Well, to me, one of the reasons is he spent money and time figuring out how to be an LLC. No, you got to spend money on time on the critical success factors first. Then you worry about things like LLC or incorporated or legal problems, all that crap, because the customers tell you what you should be doing, and if you don't figure out who your customers are, how they're going to give you money, and where they're going to give you money, that is the important thing. Nothing else is important. The size of your business card, the color of your suits, nothing. It's all the customers. So day one, you figure out the fastest way you could start figuring out what the customer is going to give you money for. That's why I'd love to hear what your son is trying to do. Doctor Who, okay, that's Rick's real job when he's not, I don't know. Terrence, there are housing program grants. I know you said don't call them grants in New York. rent here is expensive. Yes, Terrence, I just look for opportunities because you don't know what the opportunities are going to be called. There's a new thing called opportunity zones that just came into effect. There's another new law that just started last year, and this has only been about 2 years now. And again, it's a good way to look for investors. You want to do in the real estate business. Well, if you put your real estate project in opportunity zones, an investor can invest in you and not have to pay taxes on any money you make. So now you become a better looking investment than anybody else out there because the money he's going to make from you is also going to be tax free. And that's opportunity zone. Now that's something good Trump did to me. Yeah, not to me personally, but that's a good program. Yeah, I would think. Maybe it's stupid. I don't know. I went to some talks on it, and it seems a value. Just any encouragement we have to give people that. But again, it's just the smart people and the diligent people are the ones that take advantage of it. Like, you don't want to know about this 3 years from now because it'll be gone, and it'll be over. So that's why. How much is membership? $20, $20 a month. Come and go anytime you want. And what I do, right now I have like 17 reports. I give you like how to get a free car, or get out of debt, or get paid to take care of grandma, or whatever. It just reports, or I have video lessons. I have an hour lesson on how to go to college for free. Another one on how to retire in 3 years. And these are all sources. I give you links. All I do is give you websites, and all the websites I give you are people who give you money or help. They do not ask you for money. Okay. Every website I give you, there may be a few that sneak in there, and that's because I'm fake news. I said everywhere. Yeah. But 9944, 100% of the websites I give you will be people who give money, and that's why you can't find them as easily because they don't advertise, because they don't get money from customers. So if they don't get money from customers, that means that Google doesn't care about them. Why doesn't Google care about them? Because they're not going to get money from them, because they don't get money from customers. See, the people who advertise on Google are the people who are going to get money from the people who look at Google, right? So that's how Google makes money. If somebody is giving a nonprofit or a government office is giving away money for free, and you find them on Google, well, they're not getting money from you, so it doesn't pay them to pay Google to help them find you. That's why you have to find them, and that's what it's about. And you'll go onto Google and find all this other stuff. Thank you, C. Perry. I'm signing up after. Oh, thank you. God bless you. Let's see. Texas here too. Good. You can block him. You just did. Oh, thanks, Peter. I need your help. Man-made. Oh yeah, man-made. Are you your son in Chicago, in Detroit? Yeah, Detroit has a lot of good programs. I could show you in Detroit. I just looked at it now. There must be about 20 programs for grants for business in Detroit. It's not like, okay, what is your business and writing grant? No. It's for all them different things, and then you have to figure out where you fit in them. That's why you go listen. You talk, you listen. You don't talk, you listen. You contact people and you listen, and you put that puzzle together after you listen to everybody. Hello, Mary Angela. How are you? Let's see. I need your help. Man-made. Okay. Yeah. Have them join. Let me help them. I hate to say join, but actually all the free stuff I do, I can only do so much of that. How do I get funding in Detroit, Michigan? Yeah. Hey, I'd be happy to help you till the cows come home. As a member, I have to stay in business doing that. And if I can't figure out a way, that's why but I don't want to charge a lot of money. I can, and people say I should, but I don't want to. I want to be the $20 guy that solves your financial problems for $20. Good to finally see you in person. Well, Live. What program here in DC for business owners with a disability? I wouldn't, I mean, there probably are, but I would just look for business owner. You don't care, you know. You could do anything, you know. You could be involved in these opportunity zones where you have a disability or not. Maybe, you know, if you look for a disability, then it's a very small portion. The same way when minorities say, well, I'm going to look for my programs. Well, okay, but you know, don't, because, or veterans. Okay, veterans, you know, that's just a very small part of what's that, and the world is huge. You know, give your money to leave. Uh, let's see, what program are in DC for business owners with a disability? I mean, if you're in DC, I would go to Howard University and call the Business Development Center. I've interviewed those people over there, real nice people. Now, all the people I give you may or may not work. Remember, everything is a maybe. It's sort of like this girl may or may not go out with him. What I do is, hey, there's this lady over here. She's single, maybe date. Why don't you give her a call? Yeah, this is the kind of stuff life is about. You know, guarantees. There's no guarantees in life. You know. The only guarantee is that nothing's going to happen to you if you do nothing. And that you have a much higher probability of something good happening to you if you keep trying stuff, keep trying stuff. You don't know what to try. You don't know what to do that's going to work. You guess and you keep guessing every day, but neither does anybody else. And that's why, to me, I want to give you more alternatives to try. Because if you're not trying, you're definitely losing, you know, because you're not having any potential. You know, if you're not asking someone for a date, you're definitely never going to date because all the women aren't lining up at your door yet. You know, when that happens, then then I'm wrong. But that's not happening. And so it's important and that's why I do. And if you go to Google, look for options. And everybody there wants money from you. And that's why I think the best options are those that don't cost money, because you're not sure if anything's going to work. And if you keep spending money on them, then you're out of money before you find the one that works for you. Is there a block for a troll? Yeah, I'm sure there is. Where are the reports? Peter, are you a member? Yeah, I just made a list of 17. I put the list up. You can see it or just ask me for the list again and let me know which ones you want. Where should we look for the reports? Yeah, I think you remember, aren't you, Pete? In the discussions, just put in there you want all the reports, or give you a list and just choose the ones you want. There's about 17 or 18 of them there. I am blessed. Mary, Angela, well, thank you. Spiritual, do you have any reports on money for home repair? Yes, very much so. It seems like more and more people need that. A lot of it's from nonprofits and counties. So if you're not a member, that's it. Look for things like Rebuilding Together. That's one of the national nonprofits to do that. If you're a senior, call your area office on aging. They'll know mostly. I mean, nobody knows everything, so that's why you just keep looking. And you go to your county. Your county government is good on all that. I need funding to buy Class C and D home. I don't know what a Class C and D is, but I got a lot of C's and D's in my classes. I'm really best. I got to finish college. BB, would you like to start a senior living complex? How to have any price? Absolutely, baby. It is. I mean, I said where to start. The best place to start to look is at your county community development office and your county housing authority. And you just keep collecting information. You just don't stop and say, that's it. And if somebody says that's it, that they're wrong, you just have to keep digging. Thanks, great value. I would like to start a senior living. Throw enough mud to the wall and something will stick. Yes, that's it. I mean, I've written 100 books in my life. major books, and only 10 made money. Every one I started before, I swear that they were going to be big, New York Times bestsellers. Only 10 made money. What is crowdfunding? Is it good? I am a member. We have talked on the phone. Oh, cool. It is good. Like I say, you have to have, a following or work with somebody that is a following. I think it's very good because it's a way to test an idea and not spend any money. And that is terrific. And then you have something to sell when you don't have anything to sell. So people are asking you for money before you have something. See, that's what's cool. Cost savings are in low-income areas. I tried to raise property value and owner finance to single mothers. Oh, that sounds terrific, Perry. Congrats on the 10 books. You are a thriver. Well, it took me a number of years to do that. And I think I have about 20 more years. And nobody always reference books anymore. So I'm trying to go, nuclear, there you are. I want to borrow money to buy stocks and bonds and real estate. Real estate, maybe. Stocks and bonds, probably not. Manny, how did you find the publishers for your books? Well, that's the old system. Now, it was... back then it was New York publishers, and it was really best to find an agent. So you find a list of agents, you go to the library, and you have a Writer's Digest, I think it's called, as all the agents, and you send them a little outline of the book you want to do. And you go fishing for an agent. How did you find the publishers for your books? That's it. And that's it. I think it's a better way. But you know where the market is, how it is. If you're going to write a lot of books and you want to do it that way, books aren't going away, obviously. But see, I think that was then, and this is now. Then is if you want to be mass market. Now I think life is becoming masses of markets. Oh, by the way, did you see, the Dean and DeLuca, which is a high-end, you live in a upscale market like I do in Washington. Dean and DeLuca is a very expensive yuppie grocery store. They're going out of business. Very popular, famous yuppie thing. And Bed Bath & Beyond looks like they're going out of business too. See, everything is changing. Hi there, Lesko. I published a few books. And my opinion is good to self-publish using Amazon. Yeah. You do it and start, because if you could, it's easier to find a market. It costs you nothing to publish anymore. When I did a book, I couldn't afford publishing 100,000 books, put them in bookstores, and then go out and maybe sell them. I couldn't finance all that. Now you don't have to do that. It's all electronic. You don't even have to have a book. So it's all different. And now you don't have to sell 100,000. You could sell a couple hundred and you're in business and you got a good living. They were big here in New York. Dean and DeLuca, they're closing here too. Dale Roberts, you can check out Dale Roberts. He has good information on self-publishing, and it's cheap. A lot of people, there's a lot of ways to do it. The most important thing, how are you going to sell it? And that's why even before you write a book, to me, is start doing something for free on that topic to that market. So let's say you want to write a book on how to pick your nose or something like that. Yeah. So before you write the book and do the marketing, you start doing a blog on how to pick your nose, or you have 10 videos on YouTube, 10 reasons why this will, increase your blood life of picking your nose this way. I don't know, you see all this stuff. And so then you find the market, see what it is, work on market before you even write on the book. So you write the book in little pieces by doing little vignettes on a blog or on a YouTube, and you get feedback, people telling you what's good, bad, would I buy that, not bad, whatever. My wife is a realtor, and your help in finding homeowner programs will definitely increase the. Yes, I can show you, no matter where your wife is, I'll show you 150 programs in your area, that are there. And see, nobody makes money off these programs. So the bank or somebody like that. Marianne, you're hilarious. Oh, thanks. Well, I think you gotta have fun in life, because life is so terrible. It beats you up every day. Like my business was really closed for 2 days. Holy shit. And those things will just keep happening. There's nothing, something, some, online thing that I didn't, prepare for, and it happened. Life is too short. Yes. And so, no, what the hell? So just get up. That's why, doing 100 books, only 10 making money. But you have to have passion. That's why I'm getting out of question marks and into hearts, because your heart has to be in it. If your heart's in it, then you have more of the desire to stay and figure it out. If your heart's in it, you're going to go over more of the bumps and get through it. And I think that's really the name again. You have to feed yourself, so that maybe your heart is not in your job, because you have to make a living and take care of yourself first. But then above that, then it really, the heart becomes very important. And to me, the questions is getting people to ask the right questions about anything, because you could ask Google, how do I make money doing something? You'll get 500 gazillion answers. But there'll all be people trying to sell you something. I'm trying to get a starter grant for something to open my business. I live in Georgia. Well, I don't know, were you here earlier, Tabitha? I talked about grants. You don't want to go looking for a grant starting a business, because there's just too many other free things that will help you start a business that aren't called grants. So you're going to lose out, and you'll be SOL, and you'll be pissed off at me and everybody else. You have to dig and see what's out there. You just contact people and say, I need help starting a business. But you don't have money to pay anybody. And that's why if you put in Google, I need help starting a business, you have all these people that will certainly help you as long as you pay them. You don't want to do that. I have some videos that tell that. I'll give you sources in Atlanta. That's easier for me to do because I do that a lot. And that's if you're a member. If you're not a member, you could start with a SBDC. I think Atlanta has some nice nonprofits that help women entrepreneurs in the Atlanta area. There's lots of that. You're looking for anything with a .org or a .gov. Don't do anything with a .com unless you're a fat cat. Then you do anything you want because you don't care if you lose the money. Okay, guys, listen, it's almost an hour. I got to go. Goodbye, Joe. I was up late all night because of the crash, and now I'm going to crash. Mary made e-commerce, drop shipping, 3D printing prototype products, shirts, new injected line, edible. Oh, cool. Me the details on the member. Send me the. Okay, here's the membership site. Free. Oh, got another stuff. Okay, so it's www.freefree.com/lesco $19.95 a month. And then when you get that and you subscribe, then you have to request access to the Facebook group. And then we check your membership and do it. So that may take a half a day or so. And then when you get there, there's video and stuff, but it's really the discussions, because the discussion, you see everybody ask me questions and I give them answers and websites, sort of like here. See, most people learn from this is because I tell them about a source when they have a question. Oh, they didn't even know to ask for that. So I'd like one of those too. See, and that's what I like about the group, is that everybody's learning and that everybody picks it. Oh, let's go. This has this that person should use too, and they're all contributing that way. And I do reports there that you get exclusive reports on things like the Bitcoin or the opportunity zones or the tiny houses. Will you take an Everson gift card? I don't think so. If it's a credit, I don't sell on Amazon. I just have credit card stuff. And actually what happened, my PayPal thing went down. So that's why I can't even take PayPal now until I figure that out again. Something happened at ClickFunnels with that. But I will figure that out. Until then, it's credit cards. Okay, guys? Okay, thank you so much. Pleasure talking with you, and I'll see you soon.